Well, hello, Bob Dandry here, and welcome to Shadows of Doubt. So this is a brand new game I've not played before, and just before we jump in, I want to have a bit of a chat about what this game's about. So essentially, this is a procedurally generated cyberpunk detective noir type thing. So we'll jump in very shortly, but I only first found out about this game maybe about a week ago or so. I think it might have been a rock, paper, shotgun article, and I just thought it looked awesome. I really love the idea of basically you get a procedurally generated city about the size of a real life, probably city block or so, and crime starts happening, and it's up to you to solve those crimes or, you know, just sow discord in the chaos. So yeah, let's jump in and give it a go. It is the late 20th century. Hyper-industrialization has swept the planet. The old Bourbon Empire has crumbled, giving way to the United Atlantic States and the first elected mega-corporation president in history, Starch Cola. As sea levels rise, cities have become polluted islands. Workers dream of escaping to the fields, an exclusive retirement district few will ever see. Rival corporations vie for power, policed by the privatized Starch Cola enforcers. Some say justice now only exists in the shadows. All right, here we are. We are Robert Dandry, as you know. It is 6 p.m. on Monday, January 2nd, and we are in Clark Street. So let's have a look around. As you can see, this is a heavily sort of voxel style game. I'm getting very definite teardown vibes from it. I'm not always the biggest fan of voxel, stylings, but I think this looks absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, the generation itself of the city takes probably about 3 or 4 minutes. I have a reasonably powerful computer, so it may take longer depending on what your graphics card and what your CPU can handle. And yeah, basically at the start here, we're just plopped in here. We don't really know what's happening, no instructions, and we can, I guess, have a little bit of a look around, explore what the city looks like. This guy, don't know, does not like me, so we'll keep away from him. And as you can see, yeah, this city, there's a lot of disadvantaged peoples here. There's a lot of sort of empty lots with people huddling around, trash can fires, things like that. So this is definitely a dystopian, I guess it's a past really, but it's almost a dystopian future type situation, though this does take place in the 20th century rather than modern day or past. All right, we've had a murder reported, Bastion Street. So basically when we hear these or see these reports coming in on our police scanner, we don't get a massive amount of information. We don't know by default where Bastion Street is. We don't get any sort of marker on the map to head towards. But what we do need to do, we do need to head over here into the city hall to pick up a case file. So we've collected the form, and that'll tell us essentially what we need to do here. Now, a big important thing to note here, we are not police detectives. We are basically privateers. And this actually looks like this murder has happened on the street. I'm thinking this might be the body right here. So given the fact we are private detectives, we don't have police resources. We can't, go and force people to answer questions, anything like that. We have to operate more or less in the shadows. And if we do, this is probably okay because this is out in public, but if this were in someone's apartment, for example, we couldn't just barge in there and start looking around. If the enforcers saw us, they would actually try to arrest us and, quite possibly kill us. What we might do, we might just leave the enforcers here just to have a little bit of a look around. You might notice in the left-hand corner of the screen, we've got a little snowflake there, and you also notice we're shivering a bit as well. So let's get ourselves warmed up while the police are having a look there, and then we will follow on after they've finished there and start investigating ourselves. So we've got a nice little flaming trash can here we'll hang out by. And that's hopefully going to warm us up a little bit. All right, so we've got a little crime scene established here. I'm guessing we can't actually go in there without attracting some unwanted attention from the enforcers, but we should hopefully be able to do some work here without actually. We can actually access this scene. Okay, so that is good. So we're going to start doing some investigation of our own. First of all, we're going to inspect this body. And so we can see this is a female. We're getting a bit of information about them. And we'll also give them a search as well. And we've got a bit of information. So they work at the Chong Street Sink Clinic, and their name is Semre Qureshi, I guess. We've also got their wallet as well. And 404 Juarez Center is where they live. Also got some money in there and a key. I'm guessing that's to their apartment. We have actually stolen that. But no one saw us, so I think we're okay. And we're noting that the wound that killed them was caused by a sharp object or a blade. Okay. And we're estimating they were killed between 5:45 and 7 p.m. tonight. The time is now 7 p.m., so obviously they probably didn't die at 7 p.m. You look a bit sus. So we'll also take some prints as well. That will help us to obviously identify any other prints we find at the scene. We can eliminate them being a suspect's print, I guess. We've also got some glasses. I was saying someone call a doctor. It's too late for that, I'm sorry. And what do we got over here? We've got crumpled paper. What do we got here? Let's play. DSBREAHMC. So this is obviously a riddle that potentially the killer has left for us. We've also got a toilet plunger. Not sure the relevance of that or if that's related. And we've got this as well, and it looks like, I don't know, some sort of markings that have been left in blood. If we pop into our inventory here, we have a print scanner, and we can use that to scan prints around the place. So our victim are type A prints. And let's see if we can locate anything else. Any prints on the glasses? What about on our toilet plunger? So we have a type B print here. But it doesn't look like there's anything else in this immediate vicinity here. It doesn't look like we have a murder weapon either. So that weapon's potentially been taken by the killer. Okay, so I think first things first, let's head in here, which is a shop, reliable tool supply. Let's have a chat to the shopkeeper, see if they saw anything, because they may be a good place for us to start. So they're not keen to give us their name, which is fair enough. But let's ask if they've seen or heard anything suspicious. So they're saying yes, they have, and they have given us some information. Short brown hair, and they saw them on Bastion Street at about 6:30 p.m. They were nearby reliable tool supply. Well, obviously, because that is where we are here. Headed north. And they were in a hurry to get somewhere. Okay. That's quite helpful. And is this the business that our victim works at? So there is a sync clinic right here. Let's head inside if they're open and have a chat and see if there's any information we can find out. So let's have a chat to this person. And they didn't see anything unusual. They're also saying it's none of our business as well. Okay. Doesn't look like we've got any security cameras on the street, anything like that. So I think our description from the reliable tools clerk is probably really the best piece of evidence we have to start with. All right, so we've got Semri Qureshi is what we're going to say. They are our victim, so we're going to put them on our board here. We know a fair bit of information about them, but not absolutely everything. So we've got this crumpled piece of paper that has this potentially riddle in it. This was on their body. We've got 404 Juarez Center. That is Semri's, where they live. And we've also got our suspect here. So I think probably our next step is to head to Semri's apartment and see if there's any evidence there that could point towards, you know, who could have potentially done this, if they've got any enemies, anything like that. So Juarez Center right here. This is the apartment that our victim lived in. So they only had to walk literally around the corner from their workplace to get home safely. But yeah, unfortunately, obviously that didn't turn out to be the case. So let's head inside. See if there's anything we can find out, if we're able to access their apartment, and yeah, see if there's anything that could be of interest to us. This is 404 here, and someone is heading inside. So who are you? Rodney Mingo. I'm guessing this could be potentially a partner or a roommate. Okay, so we've just asked Rodney for their prints, and they've just openly given them to us. And they're not really telling us anything else. So it'd be interesting to get in there and actually see potentially who is, you know, this person. So as it's quite late at this point in the night, what we might do, we might call it a day, wait for Rodney to leave the apartment and see if we're able to gain entry once he does leave. So I got up from sitting down and I literally teleported into the apartment. So I don't know how or why that happened. So we got in a bit of a fight, so this is not ideal. Obviously, this is an early access game, so mistakes do happen. So likely, Rodney Mingo is going to return here and we're going to have to fight him. Or potentially enforcers. But we're going to make the most of what we've got here and see if we can find out anything interesting. So we've got Rodney's work rota. He works Friday to Sunday, 6 p.m. till 6:30 a.m. Semri works... All right, so we've knocked out Rodney. He did, as you know, did come back. He should be out for a while, I would expect. Let's search him and see if we can find any information. So his fingerprints don't match what we found at the crime scene. And he doesn't have short hair either. So he's probably not going to be our killer. Let's just have a look through the address book, see if there's anything else of interest here that we could potentially use. Obviously, it looks like they've got a lot of people in their address book. So potentially there's some people we might be needing to make trips to see and have a look and see if they know anything. Other than that, got a business card for our victim. I have a ring. That's interesting. Why you would leave it at home and not wear it. Or potentially she just doesn't wear any jewelry to work. Calligraphy set. Count backwards from 9. This would appear to be Rodney's password, so we'll see if there's anything interesting we can use for that. And Rodney actually works for a different sync clinic. That is interesting in itself. I don't know if it's relevant, but it's something that we'll keep in mind. We do have a storage box here as well. Nothing inside. There are some files in here though. So Semri has high blood pressure. Rodney also has high blood pressure. Got employment agreements. Prescriptions. Tenancy agreements. Birth certificates. And let's see if we can access this safe from that password. So count back from 9. Okay, so that is clearly not... Oh, and he's awake again. So I might need to punch him on again. Okay. All right, so it's the next morning. It's obviously quite a dreary day still. It looks like it's still night, but I assure you, it is 8:30 a.m. So yeah, not great. The body's still there, of course. Person looks like they want to punch on. What's happening here? So got another... Do you know what's happening here, Mr. Enforcer? No, he doesn't know. Got some markings on the wall. I don't know what that says, though. Okay. Is that the same piece of paper we already have? Oh, it is, but they've filled in a C as well. Okay. Is that a name? An initial and a name, potentially? I'm not sure. Okay. If we have a look at our map here, so we are... Let's have a look. Where are we right now? We're right here. And our suspect headed north. There's not really much of a north to go to. So they would have to have headed up to Luckett or Chong Street. But other than that, there's not really many places they could go. They could have potentially headed into the sync clinic, to be honest. We did have a chat to the person working at the Sync Clinic, but we didn't really take a lot of notice of them. I wonder if we could use their computer. Potentially. It doesn't look like this is a thing that we're not allowed to do. Adam Jorgensen. So that's obviously the person who's logged in. They do have short hair. So I've just been to the Gene Clinic, looked through all the employee files that I could find, just to give us a bit more, I guess, info on what potentially we could be looking at. So we've got printed employee records of everyone. As you can see, we've got a lot of people with short hair, which, I don't know, might be a clue. But right now I'm a little bit thirsty, so I'm keen to head to a diner or something to grab something to drink. Hang on a sec. I've just got the fingerprints off this new piece of paper in Derek Chambers. And if we have a look, D. Chambers. So... and who is Derek Chambers? Well, obviously we've already got his print. So who is that? That may be an employee of the Sync Clinic that we've just gone and cleaned out all their records of. Derek Chambers. Type D. I thought we had type B fingerprints around here, but I may be wrong. That's interesting. And it would also make sense that they were heading to back to the office if they had then potentially done the job. Okay. I wonder if we can show the picture to this guy. Oh. Apparently we can't show him the photo of Derek Chambers. Okay. It's unfortunate. I wonder why we can't do that. Okay, I wonder if we can now. So we've got this one, which is actually him, not the employee record. So do you know this person, Derek Chambers? I saw them somewhere around Juarez Center. Okay. Which is true, obviously. He does work in the building next door, so I wonder if that could be potentially our killer. I wonder if they're in their office. No. Let's see if we've got information on where they live. No, we don't have an address for them. Probably showing my my age here, but I didn't think just to look them up in the city directory. So he lives in 401 Juarez Center. So If I'm not mistaken, that's across the hall from our victim. So that's interesting. So we might then head in and see if they're home and have a chat to them and see, well, what they've got to say for themselves. So let's see what good old Derek has to say for himself. Derek. Not a chance. Nothing to do with you. Okay, I think it is time. Okay, he sounded the alarm. And we've also had another reported murder. So that's interesting in itself. Let's handcuff him. Give him a search. So we're not finding anything on him at all. A combat knife. Okay. This one's a little bit more interesting. Got his fingerprints on it. Okay, but nothing solid. Oh, we've got another knife. And another paperclip that I will, yes, take. Okay, we might head down to 302 and see if anything is, you know, going to tell us what's happened in here. Okay, so we've got another dead person. So once again, we've got D chambers. Oh, okay. I believe this person works at the clinic as well, I think. Or possibly, I'll definitely see their name somewhere. So they've been stabbed as well. Oh, we found the box cutter. So this is our murder weapon. So are we able to get some prints off it? Oh. Oh shit. The fuzzer in here, that's really bad. I think they've gone back outside. Hopefully they have. Was this guy the shopkeeper at the shop who we asked for details? So he was able to identify him, so he's copped it. That's quite unfortunate. There, that what guy is the shopkeeper. So if we go to resolve, can we type in the names? See, where are we? Eric Chambers. Do I have evidence? Yes, but how do I? Maybe not. They live at 401. Juarez. Center. Yes. Where am I? Don't know how to do that. Yes. I don't know. We've also arrested Derek as well, so he's noted down as arrested. Do we have evidence that places the killer at the crime scene? We had fingerprints on the second note, which was, I think, this one. No, that one. So we should be good to submit our I was definitely not in there. I don't know what you're talking about. So we're right to head to City Hall now, I think, to hand in our case, and fingers crossed that should be the end of it. Well, we've arrived. Let's hand in the case. And we need to wait for the results. Okay, we solved the case, yes. So it was Derek Chambers who is our killer. Fantastic. We've got some social credit as well. We're lifting up in the world, 1900 credits. And beautiful, we are up to social credit level 3. I don't know what that actually means for us, but hopefully that means that we are on our way to greatness, I guess. So we'll close off that case. That is awesome. And yeah, job well done, I think. I hope you've enjoyed this one. I'm keen to continue playing this. I think this first sort of crime, or this first sort of murder, was a bit tricky, just working out how to do things, how to do the investigations, but I think we got there in the end. There's also a few bugs in the game I've picked up, like when I was resting to pass the time, and I was, when I stopped resting, I would actually teleport sometimes into areas I wasn't allowed to be in, which was quite annoying and a bit unfortunate. But yeah, I mean, other than that, yeah, really cool, really fun game. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so you get a ding to your device the next time I post a video. You can find links to my social media in the description, so please jump on there, like, follow, subscribe, do all that wonderful stuff. Big shout out to my Founders Club patrons, Caleb and Isaiah. Thank you so much for helping to make this content happen. But until next time, I'm Bob Dendry. This is Shadows of Doubt. Thank you so much for watching, and goodbye.